what I'll do is I'll show you guys some tips on YouTube SEO. I'll show you the kind of things that I do to rank videos well, and also happy to answer any questions that you guys have, whether it be on YouTube SEO or SEO in general. I'm also happy to answer any questions anyone's got. So what I'll do is I'll share my screen. I don't have a presentation. I'm just going to show you.
Yeah, I'm just making you host. You can share your YouTube channel also. That's
Yeah,
yeah.
cool.
You are host now. You can share your screen.
Cool. So YouTube SEO. So guys, you can find me on YouTube, Craig Campbell SEO. Just search for that. You'll see that I've got quite a lot of subscribers here, and this is my channel. And a lot of people always ask me, how do you do well with YouTube? How do you get subscribers? How do you get rankings with YouTube? And it's pretty easy. It's nothing as complex as SEO. Now, I'm just going to get another YouTube window up and I will show you the type of things that you want to do. So for things like CTR manipulation, you'll see that I have a video that ranks here. I've got a video that ranks there, there. So I've got 3, 4, 5, 6. I've got 6 videos on page 1 for that search term on YouTube. Now, that's good. And of course, you want to do the same with the likes of other search terms that work very well on YouTube for me. Black Hat SEO, my rankings have slipped slightly, so I'm there. I'm only there for that one because there's a lot of competition for that search term. But you get the picture. Your job is to rank for a whole bunch of search terms that are going to lead to you getting traffic, engagement, and everything else. So I'm going to go through the process of what I do when I'm launching a video and some of the things you shouldn't do when you're launching a video. So I've got videos here that are ready to go live. Now, before they go live, a couple of quick steps. So I'm just going to use this one as an example. And I've not yet optimized this video. So I need to find out what the title should be. I also want to be filling out the description. Now, when I'm researching keywords, what I tend to do is use YouTube Suggest. So title, wait a minute, SEO title, tag, and you can see what other people are using, what other titles these top guys are using. So I would be looking to potentially use one of these as the main title. Now, you want the keyword to be at the start of the title, and then you can have whatever you want on here, something a bit more clickbaity. Now, second up is your description. Now, I would always recommend that you add a description and you make sure that in that description, it's probably around about 150 words long. Why does that matter? Well, you can get a whole bunch of keywords in there and talk about what that video is around. Now, over and above that, what I also do is go down here and I've got a Chrome plugin called vidIQ, which I will show you. Many of you have probably seen it. So vidIQ allows you to basically get more views in YouTube using tags and everything else that you will find on other people's videos. So I'm going to boost my video and I'm going to put in a few generic tags like SEO title tags, YouTube SEO. I'll just put some random stuff in there. Now, what you'll see in the right-hand side is that this plugin then gives me other suggested keywords for a number of different videos. And I can steal the tags from these guys by simply clicking on these and adding them into my own tags. Now, why is that important? Adding these tags allows YouTube to see the words you're going for, but it also allows your video to potentially be seen on these other videos. So when we go to YouTube and we watch a video, you're then shown a whole bunch of related videos. And by adding these tags and joining all the dots together is really, really important. Now, that is kind of the basic on page when it comes to YouTube. That is not that hard. Where it does become more difficult is the YouTube algorithm want watch time, retention time, click-through rate, engagement. All of these things go some way to making sure that your video ranks better than the next guy's. Now, how do I go about doing that? So once I've launched my video, I then go to the likes of Micro Workers, which I will show you. And Micro Workers is relatively cheap. And I'll tell you the full process here. Now I go to Micro Workers and I will use a template like so when it loads. So I will use a template that looks something like this. And this is what the micro worker is going to get. So they're going to clear their cookies and cache before beginning. They're going to perform a search on YouTube, and I will give them the search term. The video they want is from my channel. They select the right channel, and then they watch 60 seconds of any video, pull back the video, they'll grab that little slider and they'll put that back to the beginning and rewatch the video. And they'll rewatch the video 5 times in a row. They will then like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And that gives me a lot of click-through rate and engagement. Now, at the same time, I organically promote that video on my Facebook, my Twitter, my Instagram, and also to my mailing list. So what I'm doing there is creating a lot of clicks and a lot of engagement on the videos. So I will just give you an example of the last video that I put out there. So the last video I published was on the 4th of February, how to price SEO for clients. We'll be able to see that that's already got 7,863 views. Now, if I go to YouTube, and I just do a search for how to price SEO for, wait a second, sorry, this is frozen. And we just search for it, you'll see that that video is second within 2 days. I can also shorten that down, how to price SEO, and it should still be ranking relatively well. Yep, it's still on page 1. So you see within 2 days, you can rank a video fairly quickly. And that is essentially through the click-through rate and engagement on the video. Now, over and above this, I will show you something else that I do. So obviously I can get clicks from organic Facebook, my mailing list, and various other places. I also use Micro Workers to boost that. And then what I do is go to my virtual computer and I will show you a great tool. Now, this tool is called ctrbooster.com. Now, anyone can buy this tool, and basically it allows you to get click-through rate and time on the site. Now, the time on the site is massively important when it comes to a YouTube video. That watch time is really, really important. So let me show you how that works. So I'll open this in a new window. And you'll be able to see that in here on the virtual computer, I can go to YouTube Ranker. I can put in the project name, the target URL, the total amount of visits, the visiting time, We can also do some other settings in here so that the bot also does click on internal or links within that video and a whole bunch of other stuff. And we can also delay the actions between each video. And also this has got proxies and everything else sitting behind this tool to allow me to make sure that the bot watches all of my videos time and time again. And that is super important when it comes to ranking well on YouTube. It's all about the click-through rate and engagement and the watch time. Of course, you have to have your tags on there, and you want to make sure that your on page is on point. You also want to make sure that when you do optimize one of your videos, you try and not have links in the description, because that is something that YouTube don't like. Trying to take people off of the platform is not a good idea. So try and not give out links in the description, because it's going to hamper your growth. Now, in terms of growing your YouTube channel, people might say, this is all very basic stuff, but it's all this basic stuff that people don't do that well. Now, if we go to the likes of Social Blades and you look at the growth of my YouTube channel over the last 10 months, you will see that it's insane. It's insane, the growth. I've only really been doing YouTube for the last 10 months, and I've got 58,000 subscribers. And you'll be able to see all of the kind of stats here. If you go to Social Blade, you'll be able to see the future projections on when they think that I'm going to hit 100,000, 200,000, and so on. And you're able to see subscription prediction, views prediction, and everything else. Today, I actually hit 2 million views on YouTube. And they reckon in 12 months' time, I'll have 126,000 YouTube subscribers, which is more than double what I have just now. And you'll be able to see that if I continue with this, I'm going to grow a really popular YouTube channel and continue to grow and continue to make money using YouTube. And you can see the analytics, overview. The views are up. I get 300,000 views a month. That's all in the last 28 days. I don't make a huge amount of money. Now, that can go up or down. I'm not doing it for money. I'm doing it for brand awareness, and I'm doing it for exposure. And you'll be able to see there's some days where I don't promote any videos, and it still gets round about 1,000 hits or 1,000 views a day. But obviously, if I put videos out, that engagement is super high. Now, that would tell me that you've got to be consistent. You've got to put out fresh content to get those higher views. So you've got to be consistent with your content, and you can get an amazing amount of reach. Most of the videos are watched through YouTube. Now, you can obviously rank well on YouTube. You can then go a step further. If I was to Google something like CTR manipulation on Google, you'll be able to see organically I rank reasonably well. There's no video there. So there's no video on page 1. Well, there is down here. But what you want to do is try and get your video ranking for a search term. Now, over and above what I've already done, what you want to do is embed your video on other websites. That is eventually going to get you your video ranking on Google as well as on YouTube. Now, of course, as I said, a lot of videos get watched through YouTube. People are just going on and searching for different things. Now, I want to show you a couple of other quick things. Now, I'm just going to pause this. Now, obviously, I've got an intro to my video. The video goes on and on and on. Now, people do have the option to subscribe to my channel using this watermark here, which is quite important. But there's a nice little trick at the end that I want to show you. Now, this is called end cards and your end screen. Now, as soon as a video finishes, it normally shows you another relevant video, as many of you will see. But if you use your end screen and your cards, which I'll show you in a second, you can force people onto another video on your channel. Now, rather than them going away onto someone else's channel and watching another relevant video, the job here, that's my end screen, I want them to go on another video that's mine. So you try and keep these people on your YouTube videos to get more clicks and, again, more engagement on your channel. It's all about driving everyone back onto your channel rather than going on to this random video here. And let's go to the end and see what he's done with his end cards. So we'll just watch the end of this video and we'll see if he does have his end cards in place, which I'm guessing he might not. So this is his end screen. Future him. So he's got a nice end screen, but he just allows people to go on to another channel. He doesn't use those cards. He doesn't make sure that people go on to another video on his channel. And that is super important. It's these small things that make a massive difference. Now, you might be asking, well, how do you do that? Again, you can go to your video, go to edit, and you have the ability to add your end screen here, and you've also got your cards there. So you can add in a video card, a playlist card, a channel card, or just a simple link to an external website. It's entirely up to you now. As I say, YouTube tend not to like you driving people from YouTube onto an external website, which is why I tend not to use the last one. But what I try and do is make sure that I add videos, playlists, or other stuff relating to my channel on those end cards, because that is what YouTube want me to be doing to funnel people back into the other videos on my website. So it's very simple and easy to do that. And that is essentially some of the key things that come when trying to rank a YouTube video. It's not that hard. It is simple and easy, using the likes of vidIQ to make sure that your score is as high as possible. And as I say, get those different keywords from other people's channels and just churn out good content. Now, one other last little step on YouTube SEO is to make sure that you use your own thumbnails. Using stock images or whatever is not a good look. You want to make sure that you use a nice, simple, easy to do thumbnail so that when people do see these on other videos, that they see exactly what you're trying to achieve and what you're trying to promote. It works very well, rather than leaving a thumbnail like this where no one knows what they're looking at or what the hell's been said. So a nice thumbnail, not a stock image, something that is totally unique to you, is also going to help with your YouTube. But as I say, the most important thing is the click-through rate and engagement, using CTR Booster, micro workers, using your organic social media, your mailing list, and anything else that you can get your hands on, such as going on to Quora or forums or whatever. Trying to get traffic onto that video is going to make sure that your video ranks really well. And you need to make sure that this is all done in a timely fashion. So when you launch your video, to promoting it in social media, to doing micro workers, to doing everything else, do it all at the one time, because when all of that engagement hits that video, that's where YouTube see that video as being viral, and it instantly ranks that video. Within a couple of days, you will see that your video hits page 1 in YouTube for that search term. And as we all do it, we all know that you go onto YouTube and you see a whole bunch of different videos. You'll maybe watch a couple of them, and learn more, and it's a great way to drive traffic onto your webs, onto your YouTube, build brand awareness, and of course, can be used as a sales tool as well if you're putting out the right content. So that pretty much is how YouTube SEO works. I'm more than happy to answer questions on this, or if you want me to re-go over anything, do let me know.
Thanks, Craig. Thanks for sharing your knowledge with our students. And hopefully, guys, if you have any sort of questions, query related to this session, you guys can ask, because there are a lot of stuff in YouTube SEO, and he have shared all the things that is basically mandatory for growing your channel. So hopefully, if you have any sort of query related to YouTube SEO and I hope, Craig, you don't mind if they will ask about any other question related to SEO and all.
Yeah,
Right, guys, you
that's,
can ask any question related to SEO, right? And he will definitely like to take this and take it further.
yeah.
His overall experience is going to be really valuable for us.
Yeah, no, as I say, happy to answer whatever you guys want, um, YouTube related or not. So we have a question there actually.
Yeah, Varun is asking, hi Craig, does these two tools affect organic growth if as bots are visiting? YouTube can detect bot traffic.
YouTube can, of course, detect crappy bot traffic, but with the likes of CTR Booster, it's different. It's the proxies behind it that are the most important thing. And what you tend to do, any bot can do anything. It's how that bot mimics human interaction. And CTR Booster works very, very well. It's probably the only tool on the market that does that job very, very well. YouTube is not clever at catching CTR Booster because of the functionality behind it. It makes it look like human interaction. And as long as you've got the proper proxies behind it, then you're not going to have any problems with YouTube.
Okay, what are the tools you use for YouTube videos? I think you have already shared two, three tools. Yeah, if you can add anything else.
I mean, these are the only tools I personally use. There's lots of different tools out there, such as TubeBuddy, but it does the same thing as vidIQ. So there is no major other tools for YouTube. vidIQ or TubeBuddy gives you those keyword tags and ideas. I use the YouTube suggest to find keywords, and as I say, it will be micro workers or CTR booster to work well. And someone saying vidIQ is paid. Yes, it's paid. There is no such thing as a great free tool. I don't like paying for anything, but you have to sometimes pay for certain tools if you want it to work well.
Okay, he's one guy is asking, what kind of micro niche would you suggest? Like, I'm interested in YouTube as it offers wide platform. Means related to YouTube, he's asking for any micro niche if he can start with.
I mean, there's you can start with any niche really. It's with YouTube, there's guys doing gaming, there's guys doing SEO, there's guys doing WordPress tutorials. There's so many different things that you can do. You really could niche down into whatever you want. You've got guys talking about podcasts and equipment, lights, and all that stuff. So you really can become a specialist in literally anything at all that you enjoy. What I would say to someone if they're looking for a niche, don't look for a niche that I'm suggesting. Look for a niche that you enjoy, something that you're knowledgeable about, because that is going to make much better content. Now, if I was to come onto YouTube and talk about, kids' toys or something, no one's going to watch me because I don't know anything about kids' toys other than the toys my own kid plays with. I'm not an authority in that niche. So I think if you're passionate and you understand something well, that is the niche you want to go into.
Yeah, Varun is taking it further. He's asking, like, CTR booster, is it safe for monetized channel if his channel is monetized already? Because I
Yeah.
know Varun is having good is working for a few good channels. So he's saying if it is already monetized, is it good to use CTR booster? Safe? Is it safe?
Yep, I use it in my channel, and my channel is monetized, so it's very safe.
How, like, one more question, like how to bring more traffic on your website via YouTube channel? How to bring more traffic like from YouTube channel to your website?
It's it's hard. That part is really hard. I mean, directly you can't force people over to your website, because if you put a link over to your website, YouTube's not going to show that video to a much wider audience because it's got an external link that takes you off the website. Now, you can put that stuff in the comments. You can put that stuff on screen, like go to craigcampbellseo.com for more information on this. You can verbally tell people to go to your website for more information, but you can't instantly just drop a link on there. It's the same as LinkedIn or Facebook. If you drop a link into YouTube, you will see that you don't get as many views because their algorithms do not want you stealing people from their platform and putting it on another one.
Yeah, Abhishek is asking, like, what should be the research methodology to find a profitable niche if I want to do explainer video or animated videos?
The research would just simply be, using YouTube Suggest
Yeah.
or doing research and see what the titles that other people are using. Now, you can go to Ahrefs and click on YouTube and you can search for different things, but it's not accurate. Ahrefs give you a rough idea of what is searchable, but for me, when I see hundreds of guys going after like SEO tutorial, I know that's a good keyword. So you've got to use common sense. There's no amazing tool that does it for you, but also when you're doing that research, you can use vidIQ and it shows you what tags and everything else that other authorities with those videos are using on their videos. So it's just replicating what these guys are doing.
Yeah, one last question, Craig. Like, we are, this time is also constrained because in India it's around 8:30 p.m. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah. So thanks, thanks for giving like valuable time. Like, one question is, like, how many tags we can generally use if I talk about on an average basis?
So you can use up to 500 words on any video. That's the maximum that YouTube will allow. Now, if you've got a really bizarre keyword, and there only is like 10 tags available, and that only amounts to 100 words, that's fine. But I would always try and use it to the maximum where possible.
And last question, like if your channel is stopped somehow, let's suppose if your channel is stopped and you're adding, I've seen a lot of people keep you like putting their videos and their channel is not growing even after like they are properly optimizing their channel on regular basis. I've seen few channels, right? So what will be in that case? How they can grow if their channel is even after optimization if it is not growing? We can build some sort of backlinks and all.
Nah, I mean you can embed, you can point back links at your videos, but that's not really going to help.
Yeah.
I mean, people are not going to subscribe to a channel where the content's crap. If the content is garbage, people are not going to like it. If you put out good content, people will ensure that they do click on it. They will engage with it, they will follow you. Now, if you really are struggling to get off the ground, you can also do YouTube ads. Now, I can basically run YouTube ads on anyone's YouTube channel. So I can look for authority people and place some YouTube ads on there and make sure that my best video is shown up as a relevant video on their channel. And that is also another good way to get subscribers very quickly. But if you're putting out good content and it's short, sharp, and to the point, then people will subscribe to your channel. If you're going to put on hour-long tutorials and the tutorial could be done in like 6 minutes, people are not going to fucking watch you talking for an hour. They don't care what you do, what your family's doing, or anything like that. Get to the point. If it's a a WordPress tutorial, show them what they need to know, and let them go away. So I think that is where a lot of people go wrong. The videos are not quality; they're garbage, and a lot of people like to hear their own voice. Where I think you have to, if you look at my channel, it's very, very small, 3 or 4 5-minute tutorials. I don't talk about anything else other than what is in the title, like how to add a title tag or how to build a backlink, whatever. Keep it very short and very to the point.
Yeah. So I feel that's it for today, and thank you so much, Craig, for taking your time and sharing your knowledge with our students and a few other members also. Those are already part of like fundamental community, and I appreciate your time and patience. Yeah.
No
So and
problem.
yeah, thank you everyone. Do subscribe Craig channel, and so he can add more values into your life. And apart from that, if you have any feedback, any question, any query, just like he's also a part of fundamental community also, so you can tag him. If he will get time, definitely he will try to revert, as but depends upon his time also. Yeah, he's a very busy guy, and recently I've seen a lot of websites have mentioned you as one of the top SEO experts, so it's a great achievement for you. And being a community member, I really love your hustle, man. So,
Thank you.
yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone. And good night. Take care. And guys, if you like this session, you can share your feedback, comment, or anything. I will share with Greg also and DP also. Both of them added a lot of value. And Deepak was not well today. He have informed me, and he will take one more session further. He have told me that he will take one session further. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you, sir.
Cheers. See you later.
Bye bye, guys.
Bye bye.
Good night.